Hey everybody.
Welcome back to yet another episode of Teak and Mead. This one's... We've only got one from each of these companies. They've been on the show before. They're new ones for us. One of them is a seasonal from Four Brothers. This is a new one for their Mead Club. It is getting to be harvest season.
The tail end of harvest.
Well, the tail end of harvest. For those of you that celebrate Thanksgiving, that's next week.
Yep.
This one is their Alfblot. It is an end of autumn celebration held in Norse households in which the lady of the house would perform a sacrifice in honor of ancestors and connection to the elves and spirits.
Honey, that would be you, but no knives.
This is a mead with pumpkin, nutmeg, and allspice. Kind of interesting. Interested to see how this turns out. Because from what it sounds like it's going to taste a lot like a pumpkin pie kind of flavor.
Okay. I feel like we've tried a pumpkin pie flavor from, it was another meadery.
Yeah.
But Four Brothers always puts their own spin on it, so...
Yeah. And they use a lot of, like, the natural flavors, too, so I'm curious to see if it's going to be more sweet or more dry, or if it's going to be more of... Because pumpkin you can bring a sweetness out of it, and I'm interested to see... I guess I'm just really interested to see how it turns out.
Yeah.
So...
And... It has a lot of sediment too, which it's kind of cool because it kind of reminds me of some of the.
This one not so much. That other one actually
it doesn't have as much as the other one.
Yeah, the other one that's over there, it's the Frost of Lear. It's the pecan and molasses one, but this one I think is just because of the molasses and the sugars that's in it.
I just realized something. Pumpkin pie, pecan pie.
Yeah.
Way to go, guys. But let's give this a go. You know, instead of breaking
Using
your
my
teeth,
yeah.
You don't have dental anymore, remember?
Yeah. It's a toxic relationship with
the VA.
With the VA.
Sounds about right. I'm trying to sniff it, but I can't smell past the pork chop in my beard.
Snacks for later, man.
If you haven't ever got the chance to play with a smoker, play with a smoker.
Yes. And obviously this one is at room temperature, just as a baseline.
Yeah.
That is a lot clearer than...
Yeah, I was expecting it to come out like...
muddled like what usually happens, but it's very clear. So that's a nice change.
It does remind me of a harvest festival, like...
It's more floral on the nose. I didn't get much of the nutmeg and allspice smell. So...
I bet you it'd be a lot better cold. You do get a lot of the spice flavor. I'm getting a lot of that.
Yeah.
The pumpkin comes through a little, comes
in
through,
at the end. And
I'm not really a big pumpkin spice, pumpkin spice latte fan. PSLs all day long, but that's a whole different story. But it's still good. It's
very good. It's interesting. It's different. It is more of a nuanced kind of flavor. It's not something that screams, what we were expecting, as it being a pumpkin pie kind of flavor. This is more of a.
It's the spices of it.
It's the spices, yeah. It's very good.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't think it would be as good cold. I think it might be better warmed up. Just kind of bring some more of the spices out.
You know, we could do a follow-up and pour some of this off, put it in the refrigerator, and then when that's cold, heat up some in the crock pot.
Yeah, you could.
Do a hot versus cold.
Yeah.
The big thing that always gets me with Four Brothers is the smoothness.
Yeah.
We haven't had any that have been like, I don't know how to describe it, like chunky, I guess would be. I don't know how to.
Are you just trying to describe like the bitterness?
Not the bitterness, but the actual like feeling of it.
Oh,
like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you get some of those, like some of the heavier beers, some of the wines. It almost like.
It almost feels so. It's great that you bring up beers because with stouts and stuff like that, they're made with coffee or like chocolate or something like that. And sometimes it feels like if you put like a baking square in your mouth and you try to eat like a baking square, sometimes it kind of has like a similar mouthfeel to something like that where like it's very pronounced, flavor wise.
Right, where theirs has almost always been very silky, which I absolutely love. It's not something I'm used to coming from drinking rum and whiskey and whatnot. So,
yeah.
Anyway, so here is the second one. This is from Moonlight Meadery. We've had them. I think this is the third or fourth time they've popped up on our radar.
I think so.
Oh, that tasted bad in my mouth. I gotta get not used to saying stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they do a lot of the, I want to say kind of fruitier ones where you'll see a lot of the cherries and blackberries, that sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, what is this one?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, your hand was in the way.
It's called No Need to Argue. This was their Best in Show winner for 2019. It's cranberry.
Okay.
Is a delicious cranberry mead that is a perfect balance of sweetness and tartness, resulting in a harmonious balance. It's on the sweeter side.
Okay.
13.8% by volume. This is a 375 milliliter bottle.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, all the ones we could always find were the smaller ones.
I think this is what they traditionally, from them, I think this is what size normally it comes in.
Okay. Yeah, we need to get more, you got it?
I think so. Maybe.
There we go. We need to get another one and just have them prepped before the episode.
Yeah.
So we don't look dumb. Or you don't break your teeth. Very
dark.
Yeah. Like, definitely a beautiful
Deep kind of maroon.
crimson, dark crimson, maroonish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very inviting, color-wise.
The smell, I'm not picking up cranberry, but
Some kind of fruit.
yeah,
kind of berry.
it's you'll get on a deep breath, and almost it reminds me of like I don't know, walking into grandma's house,
Yeah.
near the holidays. I mean, it kind of works for the season too.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh wow,
That is very.
that's sweet. And that cranberry just hit him.
That's very tart.
So it reminds me of
So tart.
the public affairs officer wants to try some. Go ahead. You get a lot of the way I felt
It is a punch in the face.
It's a sweetness and then a punch in the face.
It's like a sour.
No, you can't say that.
Yeah,
It's
no.
like the gummies that are sour, then sweet, then gone.
Yep.
But the other way around. It's
They
sweet.
they deck you in the face and
Well, no, because
or no, they lure you in and then they deck you in the face.
yeah. I like that. I like that
Yeah.
tartness. That's good. And it's very light feeling too.
Man, it's good, and I like tart things. Man,
Yeah, it does the sweet and then just
bam,
bam.
and it coats the entire top of your tongue.
Yep.
Very heavily. It almost creates like a film of like that tartness.
Yeah. I definitely like this one a lot. This is probably, with the ones we've tried, this is probably my favorite one from them now.
Yeah.
Like I can understand why it's award winning.
Yeah.
If you can get your hands on some of this,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Give it a try. No need to argue.
Yeah, no need to argue. Yeah,
I don't think
definitely.
you're gonna be arguing anything after
Yeah.
you have to get punched in the face with
Cranberry tartness.
Yeah.
I wonder if this one, of course, this.
Something we always do is, would it be better warm? Would it be better room temp? Because this one's cold. We've had this one in the fridge since we picked it up.
We almost need to do that with, like, this is gonna get more expensive. Get two bottles, one keep it warm, and then the other one split. Or one keep it room temperature, then the other split between a refrigerator and a crock pot.
Yeah.
I don't think this one. I have a
I think this one is better cold.
I have a suspicion that it's even. Okay, it doesn't have a. Hey, try it cold, or hey, try it hot. But it definitely it lets you know. Anyway.
Yeah, I can definitely see why it's an award-winning mead. It's very good.
Yeah, real good work, guys. That
is phenomenal.
Well, I guess final thoughts on
Uh,
them.
I guess I was just kind of pleasantly surprised at the pumpkin one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what I was expecting. And I know I'm sure pumpkin is a difficult one to get to come out at all.
Yeah.
So that's probably why the spices are there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an interesting. It's not one that I would have considered trying because it's.
Well, it's difficult to even bake with. So,
Yeah.
Imagine, hey, it's a year before the holidays. I'm going to try to use pumpkin in a mead. Like, that's... Ballsy is the best way to say it.
Yeah. But, I mean, you guys took a risk and...
Pulled it off.
You pulled it off. Very, very pleasantly surprised. It's very good. It's probably one that I would have around for, fall season.
Yeah.
And then the other one, that one, there's not really a final thoughts. I mean, it's just a punch in the face with cranberry, but it's, it's very smooth. It's very tart, but it's very good, and it's easy to see why it's an award-winning mead because of the quality of every aspect of it. Every facet of that mead, from the clarity, the mouthfeel, the flavor, that the tartness and that little bit of sweetness at the beginning that kind of draws you in. It's just it's incredible.
Yeah, it's so with the Four Brothers with that Alfblot, it's I'm not a big, like I said, I'm not a big fan of pumpkin, but it's definitely enjoyable.
Sure.
Might not be one I lean toward when I'm looking at Four Brothers, but if it's there, I'll drink it. With Moonlight, that cranberry really screwed me up. I like it.
Yeah.
It's
a good one.
So I'm gonna go ahead and make that decision. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get some of this. Don't worry, honey. I'm not gonna kill it.
I'm gonna.
She already gave me the look of.
It's okay.
Put a little bit of ice on that.
Yeah. There we go.
Go back to something that's not as violently tasty.
I like that. Violently tasty. Well, I guess that about wraps it up, man.
Yeah. So, well, I guess as always, be great to one another.
Drink responsibly.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yep.
Oh, I got a little bit more of that pumpkin in bigger gulps. The pumpkin
Kind of comes out more.
Yeah, it's more. You actually get more of like a very slight pumpkin pie taste.
Nice.